Hey Virtual Academy teachers! This video is to help you know how to edit a course. So with the edit tool, we can do things like delete parts of courses we don't like, and we can add some personal content that we want to put in there that we even enjoyed using in our classes and that we know is effective. So to edit, we're going to start with this hamburger button. Our hamburger button is usually where our tools are. I'm going to click that hamburger button and find the editor. The editor tool is how we make all of those changes in our courses. So clicking the editor tool, I get some tools over to the right of each of these modules. And I can open a module. I'm going to open this module 19. This one's about fractions. I loved teaching fractions. So there would probably be some things I would want to add to this course in the fractions module. After I've looked at these activities, there may be some things that I feel like aren't really what I want, and you have some options. You can just hide those parts that you don't want the student to see. But if you really don't like this part at all, if you really don't like this match fractions online practice, you can click the three dots, they're the more button, and you can delete it. Now, when you delete it, it's gone. So just remember that when you delete things, it does really take them away, and it's not easy to get those back. So my recommendation would be, if you don't like something that's part of the Accelerate Ed content, I would just hide it. And then you can add things that you like. So to add something, I have to scroll all the way to the bottom of the list. But if you notice down at the very bottom, I have a plus sign that's add activity. I can add an activity here, and I have some choices on things I can do. I could add a folder if I wanted to put an entire new module in. I could add a folder, and then I could put new activities in that folder. But for this particular item, I just want to add a different activity for that fractions unit. So I'm going to put in a new assignment. And this screen will pop up, and I need to tell the, I need to name that assignment. So I'm going to put, I'm going to make this a really great fraction activity. You can put a picture on it if you want to. And honestly, I think that's something I would probably do, because if you always put a picture on the things that you're creating, then it'll be a pretty easy way for you to know that this was something you added, and it's not something that's part of the Accelerate content. I don't know if a scary little scar picture is the best thing to get my kids excited about the activity, but hey, who knows? In the content part, you can type in any kind of directions. This is basically like a little word processor, just like you have in any web-based program. So you can make bold print, italicize, underline. You can put in pictures. You can put in a little table. Do your best on the assignment. You would put all your directions here, but for our purposes, we're going to make this quick and easy. I can scroll down and put an attachment if I want to. If I put an attachment, it might be like a worksheet that they're gonna print out. But I can also put in other things, like I can put a video in. If there's a really good video that you like, you can put it in here, or you can make your own, just like I'm making today. So if you wanted to do a demonstration and then upload it to YouTube, it's super easy to embed a YouTube video, so you can do that. I'm going to save it. And now you're going to see that assignment at the bottom of the list. It's going to pop up. But remember, I wanted this assignment to go in module, I think it was like 19, right? So I'm going to open module 19, and I'm going to come back down to the bottom where I have this activity. I'm just going to grab that activity and drag it. And I can drag it up to the top of my screen. I might have to let it go and then scroll up, depending on how your mouse works. And now I can drop it where I want it. So this one that's hidden is maybe the one I wanted to replace. So I'm just going to drop it right after that activity. So now when kids log in, they're going to see module 19. But when they open it, they're only going to see comparing fractions and really great fraction activity, comparing fractions, and the quiz. Okay? Maybe I don't like that quiz. So I'm going to hide this quiz, and I'm going to make a quiz of my own. Same steps. So remember, I'm still in this edit mode. I can tell because I have all these little tools over here. I scroll all the way down to the bottom, add an activity, and this time I want to add an assessment because it was the quiz I didn't really like. All right, so this time I'm going to make this really great. Fraction quiz. Going to use my little theme picture here, Scar. I actually have him because of a kind of a running joke with one of our assistant principals who I love very dearly. He just happens to be in there, so he's easy to get to. Content, do your best on the quiz. And then up at the top, I still have all those options. I can still put a video in here, review the video before you take the quiz. I can still put an attachment, so if I want to give them a paper quiz to print out and complete because I want to see their work, you can do that. Here I have the option to give them a calculator. I probably won't need a calculator with fractions, but hey, I'll give them one anyway. And then up at the top, I didn't have questions before. When I created an activity, I didn't have questions. But now that I'm creating an assessment, I have this questions tab. And I can start adding in questions. It can be a multiple choice question. It could be fill in the blank, matching, ordering, or a passage. It can be customized. It can be an essay. I'm just going to assume this is multiple choice, okay? And I would click here, which fraction equals 1/2. And then I'm going to add answers here. I can add, the check mark is to indicate that this is the correct answer. For this, I would probably insert some images. So let's see if I have an image insert. Yeah. So I could put in, not the one I want, an image. Okay, I'm going to have to go back and look and see how to do an image. I can put in an equation, which is not what I want, but I can put in any kind of information here that I want. I can label it if I want to. I can tell it how I want to score it. I can give a calculator just for certain items, so for certain questions on the quiz. And think about GMAS, and if you're really working with younger kids, you don't necessarily know this about GMAS, but for the older of you, teachers who teach older kids, some of the questions they get to use a calculator and some of them they don't. So if you wanted to replicate that here, you could. All right, so then I can add another question. I can add all of these questions. And when I'm finished, I click save. Okay, and now at the bottom of the screen, really great fraction quiz, same process. I'm just going to move it up to the top. I'm going to put it where I want it. And I want it in Module 19. And it just happened to put it at the bottom where I wanted it, but you can move it within there if you want to. Okay? So now I have customized Module 19 to fit my needs and the needs of my kids, and that's all you have to do. I'm going to back out of this really quickly and just log out. I'll log in and show you what it looks like as a student. So here's my student account. I'm going to go to that. It was Math 3B was the course I was in. I didn't hide any of those modules. I definitely recommend hiding any of the modules that the students aren't currently working in so they don't get too far ahead. But when I open Module 19, oh, there's my scar. You can tell that this course has been modified because I have that little picture. So that's why I was recommending anytime you modify things, you might want to use a customized picture. And you could change it. So if you had activities, you might want to use SCAR. If you had quizzes, you might want to use Mufasa. You know, you could change it up however you want to. But as a visual for you to know, these are activities, these are quizzes, just like the program does. And that would help the students too. Okay. If there's anything else that I can help you with when you get started building your own activities and your own courses because you can actually build an entire course. I wouldn't recommend that right away. But you can build a whole new module and upload all of the content that you know is great and fits the needs of the students. So have fun playing, get in the program, play around with it. You won't break it, I promise. And even if you do, just give me a call. I'll help you out. Have a great day.